From time to time, while communicating, we get lost for words. It's a common problem, and the root cause for this is the lack of a sufficient vocabulary. We don't know what are the words to be utilized while communicating effectively at times, because of which we get lost for words. And towards overcoming this challenge, what's going to be most important is ensuring that we work on our vocabulary. Now, when I'm speaking about vocabulary, I'm going to be language agnostic. It's not specific to any language. Regardless of whichever language you speak or you communicate in, the vocabulary definitely can be built. And I would share with you 5 important action points which you could utilize to improve or enhance your vocabulary, irrespective of whichever language that you communicate in. However, the first point, please understand, is the resolve to improve the vocabulary, which is going to be very important. Because developing a skill is fine. However, what you require most is the will. So the intent to enhance your vocabulary is going to be extremely vital. So the 5 points, one by one. The first element is focus on reading. There's nothing better than building a robust vocabulary than reading. So reading books or reading content online, all of it can somewhere add to your repository in terms of vocabulary, and you can have the opportunity to learn new words. The second element, in case you're not very comfortable with reading, a lot of folks are not that comfortable with reading, or even if you're comfortable with reading, the second element in terms of vocabulary building you can focus upon is listening. Listen to speakers who you admire, who you assess have a very strong vocabulary, and when you listen to what they say or what they speak or communicate, you will get to understand new words from them. And that's what is going to be extremely vital. So you can watch videos online of people who you admire, whose communication skills you admire, and whom you assess that they have a very strong vocabulary. So now there is a multitude of content available online, so there is no dearth of it. So please try to watch as many such videos and try to imbibe certain good words and accordingly build your vocabulary. The third element is, in addition to reading and listening, what you also need to do is understand. So every new word you come across, you should understand the meaning of that word. Just getting hold of a certain word is not going to have any consequence. What's going to be most important is to ensure you understand the meaning of that particular word. So you can have a physical dictionary handy with you, or to make it easier, there are various resources. There are online dictionaries. So you can refer to those online resources, or you just go to a good search engine and type the meaning of a certain word, and it throws up the meaning of that particular word. So the resources are all available, but however, what you need to do is to ensure that you understand the meaning of each word. So just reading and listening would not do. Understanding the meaning of each word, and also what I would definitely recommend, whenever you come across any new word or a word which you assess that you need to understand more about, make note of it somewhere. So making note of it would definitely add a lot of value, and that's what you will need to do. The fourth element is going to be to take your resolve to the next level. In case you want to build a very strong vocabulary, you will need to challenge yourself. You will need to tell yourself that this is a certain goal and I would need to fulfill that goal. Could be on a daily or a weekly basis or even monthly basis. So for example, you can set a goal that every day you need to understand the meaning or come across one new word which was not there as a part of a vocabulary. Or it could be possibly 5 words in a week. So you can set your own goal, whatever you're comfortable with. However, challenging yourself is going to be extremely vital. Understanding new words as well as comprehending the meaning of the words, that's going to be extremely vital. So do challenge yourself and do gently push yourself to expanding your repository or repertoire in terms of the vocabulary. The last point is going to be all about execution. So now you've read, You've listened, you've understood the meaning of words. Also, you have challenged yourself. Now, the most important vital element is going to be how you implement those words in your communication. So, you will actually need to implement those words, try to incorporate those words which are of value or which would add to your communication. You will need to include that within your communication strategy, and that's going to be extremely important. Like they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So in the same way, you just having words in your knowledge or imagination would not be of any value. What is going to be important is to put it into motion, to put it into execution. That's going to be extremely vital. So whatever words you assess are going to have value or going to make your communication much more strong, or possibly you assess that it would have a very strong impact on people who you communicate with, incorporate those words within your sentences. However, whatever you incorporate, please incorporate only after understanding the meaning. I see a lot of folks who put in words without understanding the meaning. They want to look cool, or possibly they think that by adding those words or those jargon, they can create an impression in front of people. However, at times, these words may not be properly presented as a part of your communication or within sentences, and you want to communicate something, however, someone else understands something else by itself. So there, implementing, understanding the meaning, that's going to be extremely vital. So these are the 5 action points in terms of how you can enhance your vocabulary, because it's extremely important since many of us have to communicate on a regular basis professionally and of course on a personal level. It is definitely an inescapable reality. So the more number of words that you have as a part of your communication repository is going to be extremely more vital for you. Then you don't have to search for words. The words will just flow through. So all the very best in enhancing your vocabulary. Thank you very much for your time.